And so a buddy of mine in the United States Air Force, his name is Lieutenant Daniel Sheridan, he approached the stage and he showed me his cell phone and he kind of held it up like this. And it said, "Please make an announcement, we just killed Osama bin Laden." And I looked at him and I said, "Brother, there's no announcement in the world I'd rather make, but if there's any chance I'm wrong, I look like the biggest jerk in the world." And he was like, no, I get it. And he called up a buddy of his who was a United States Marine Corps major. And this gentleman, 6'5", could have easily broken me in two with his pinky. He pulled me down and he said, "Son, I promise you our Navy SEALs have captured and killed Bin Laden tonight. And I also promise you in exactly 1 hour it's going to be public knowledge to the entire country. So I need you to make that announcement because all we want to do right now is celebrate." So I made that announcement, and as you can only imagine, we celebrated like I never have before in my entire life. We played 4 hours straight without a break. We brought all of our armed forces up on stage with us that night. It was the most surreal moment of my life. And so fast forward approximately 7 weeks, we were on the road for the next 7 weeks. And I finally got home in the early part of July, and when I walked in the front door of my house, sitting on my living room table was a box, and I opened up that box, and there was an American flag and a plaque. But what I didn't know was that night that we were celebrating, my friends that were stationed over in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, were actually watching us and celebrating along with us, and they learned with us what we did that night. And so they took a flag, and they flew it for 9 minutes and 11 seconds, and they presented it to me for my patriotism as the greatest gift I've ever gotten in my entire life. That leads me to this song. 19 months ago, one of those gentlemen that presented me with the flag, Lieutenant Commander Jason Duff of the United States Navy, he's a psychologist, and he sent me this text message. It said, "Joe, there's a whole bunch of songs about our armed forces, and there's just as many about the unfortunate ones we've lost. But what I never heard before is a song specifically written for those that have gone overseas, have fought for our country, and have come home and are dealing with what they heard, what they felt, what they smelled. It's called post-traumatic stress disorder, and it strickens hundreds and thousands of our veterans." And I don't know if y'all know this, but 22 of our veterans commit suicide every day as a result of PTSD. So I took that as an honor and a challenge, and I got together with a buddy of mine in Nashville, and we wrote this song. And I tell everybody it's my favorite song I ever wrote, and it's the most important song I ever wrote. The reason it's my favorite is my father's United States retired Army, and I did a lot of research for this song, and it means the world to me. The reason it's the most important is because I have learned in the last 6 months that our United States Armed Forces are now using my song as therapy for the soldiers that are coming home. So I know we're in a bar, I know we're all drinking, I know we're having a party, and I promise you, as soon as the song's over, we'll party the rest of the